Recently, I've decided to make a few changes in the decor of my studio apartment, and everything was decided and done pretty spontaneously and on the spot. That's why there is barely any footage of the whole redecorating process. And to be honest, I didn't make like gigantic changes, but oh my God, I am obsessed with my studio ever since I made these few changes. And I think my studio apartment has never looked so great. First and foremost, the first thing that I wanted to do was take advantage of the existing nail that wasn't a wall, but that was hidden by the bookshelf to display this gorgeous memory of a rival schools concert I've been to at the beginning of July. And I don't think I've ever seen a concert that's been that great this year or in my entire life ever. I don't know if you're a rival schools fan, but if you are, you know what I mean. I do live in an old Soviet building, so from the DDR times. So basically everything is made of reinforced concrete in here. So even doing this tiniest, simplest thing like putting on a picture frame requires you, I'm not joking, to use the hammer drill, which obviously you don't want to do that, because if such a simple task becomes such a hassle to take care of, then you don't want to do it, or you try to find ways to go around that. So because this nail was already existing from the time where I've put on like my pin board and that one, I decided to take advantage of it. And in the meantime, I've decided that the only way that could be achieved was to flip the bookshelf to the other side. So basically keeping the shorter side close to my table, so close to my desk. And I think it opened up this space so much. It just gives the studio a whole new look. And then I've just simply reorganized. These two little picture frames are new, and the picture came with those, and I think they look so nice. They so fit my style. And then I kind of like rearranged the things on the bookshelf, and I mean, look at that. It just looks like a completely new wall. And the other change that I did, which you can kind of see behind me, I decided to make a little money investment, which in my opinion is a little money investment for the huge result that it gives, to spend 39 euros on a new sofa cover. This sofa bed that you all know, if you watch my videos, this thing has been here. It's been almost 2 years, and it's originally an IKEA sofa bed. that I found on eBay for a fraction of the price that this thing actually retails at IKEA. And it came with a super dark gray cover, which was fine for me. And I kind of like always had in the back of my mind, one day I'm going to change it, one day I'm going to change it. And then, one day goes and then the day after and after you kind of like stop thinking about it. But then all of a sudden I decided to finally make this investment and purchase it, because if I keep postponing it, that thing will never happen. So I thought, okay, you know what? This is a good moment to make this. And I got it at IKEA for, again, like 39 euros. And I got this, in my opinion, gorgeous light gray. And it just kind of like opens up the space so much more. It brings light and lightness. It's like I finally found a way to bring this whole studio apartment together. Very proud of myself, patting myself on the back. And let me know what you think of the result. The heck? Oh, damn it.
Oh, you're Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
Because I went to the drugstore earlier today to buy a few things that I needed to stock up on a couple of skincare products that I normally use, I thought I could show you my super simple skincare routine. I never really had a skincare routine. I basically started just a couple of years ago, and I wish I really started it sooner. It's better late than never, however, and I think that ever since I started having a proper routine and sticking to just a few products that I've noticed work very well for me, my skin has improved so much. A glowier, healthier skin, in my opinion, and to kind of like reduce a lot the rosacea that I had and I still have. For some things I need to use targeted products, but you know, mostly having a good, simple, but you know, structured skincare routine has been helping me a lot. So I'm going to show you what I use and what I do in the evening, and tomorrow morning what I do in the morning. Okay, first thing I do is double cleansing, and I start with oil. I use avocado oil straight from the bottle, so no fancy products. I buy this at the supermarket, just a tiny little bit. And I only wear eye makeup, so black eyeliner, pencil, and black mascara. So this helps me to get rid of all the makeup. And what I need to do is just wash it off using just reusable cloths that I got at the drugstore and that I just use and then keep rewashing and reusing. I toss them in the washing machine and they're as good as new. After cleansing with oil, I go with the second part of the double cleansing. So I use a water-based cleanser, and I've been really loving this one from Hey Organic. I use a mixture of organic products and regular drugstore products, just non-organic. I wish I could get everything organic, but you know, good stuff is really expensive. So I just ultimately, my goal is to take care of my skin and to find products that are helping me to, you know, age beautifully and take good care of, you know, who I am on the inside and the outside. And this cleanser is really, really good. A little bit on the expensive side, but it's absolutely worth it. And I only really need a tiny pump. And not every day, but every other day or every 2-3 days, I use my little loofah sponge to have a little bit of a exfoliating effect. Once everything is rinsed, I start moisturizing my face for the night, and my moisturizer in the last few months has been this one from Nivea. It's Nivea Natural Balance Regenerating Night Cream, and I really, really love this stuff. I only need the tiniest bit and it just moisturizes my skin. It has a super silky, smooth texture. It absorbs really well into my skin and I only need very little of it. I also use a night cream. This is from Altera Natur Cosmetic, which is the organic natural brand from Rossmann, so the drugstore. It has its own brands, and this is one of them. I can't really tell if this night cream really makes a big difference, but I like using it. This is the Sleeping Eye Cream Intensive Regeneration something. Has a really nice texture. And finally, I only use this at night. I have this one, which is a prescription cream. I do have rosacea, and this was given to me back in June from my dermatologist. Like I said, I was able, through proper skincare, I've seen a huge difference with my rosacea on my face, but I really couldn't get rid of very stubborn redness here all over my nose, especially the tip and the edges. Like I would get it like here, concentrated right here. And I was also getting very small, but stubborn, very stubborn pimples and bumps here on the edges of my nose. And I would wake up in the morning, no joke, and having like 3-4 of them. And most of them were kind of like underneath the skin, so it was really hard to get rid of them, and it was also like very embarrassing. If you don't treat rosacea properly, then it would get worse, and it's just not what you want. So I just use a little tiny bit of this. Ever since I started using it from day one, I've seen huge improvements in my rosacea, and it didn't get any redness or bumps anymore. So I would just put it like the tiniest bit on the areas that used to be very much affected with my rosacea, and especially with extra care on my nose. And that will be it. My evening skincare routine is complete. Good morning vlog. Because in the evening I use detergent, like a soapy foamy detergent to wash my face after I remove my makeup, I really use nothing in the morning to wash my face, just plain water, which I already did. Then I proceed using 2 serums and a moisturizer. They're probably kind of like similar, but I love them both. And I've noticed that ever since starting using them, especially combined together, I found that my skin after applying them looks so glowy and healthy and beautiful. Okay, the first serum is this one from Hey Organic. This is the Naked Glow Boosting Face Serum. It has vitamin C and bakuchiol. Like, don't ask me to read this word. And I only need a few drops of this one. Pretty much 3 is all I need. Good serums can be a little expensive, so I use this sparingly, and I'll just pat it on my face and let it dry. The second serum that I use is from Nivea. This is the Q10 Energy Anti-Age Pearl Serum with vitamin C, E, and Q10. And again, this is also kind of like on the more expensive side. So whenever I have the chance, I use coupons, people, because I know that now I have this skincare routine. I like these products, and I just use coupons. The last time I bought this, I had a 20% coupon, so I bought 2, so I'm saving money in the long run because I know that I'm using this stuff anyways. And I think last time I also bought 2 of these because I had some kind of like special coupon. So again, it helps you save money in the long run. I only use normally like 1.5 pump of this. And this is all I need because I'm gonna go with the moisturizer later. Any leftover, I'll just usually do like this. Moisturizer, I use another Nivea product because, you know, I tried it, I liked it, and that's how it's been ever since. This is the Q10 Energy Daily Moisturizer Anti-Age with SPF 15, which is not a lot, but for everyday use is just really good. And then if I know that I'm gonna be out a lot, then I'll just put like more sunscreen on my face. I need to put this right after I put serums and not before going out, because this thing can be a little thick. So if I put it right before going out, I just sweat it all out basically. There were times in which I used to use the face roller every day. I kind of like dropped the habit. I actually enjoyed it. I don't know why I dropped it. I probably should start again. There you have it. That's my complete skincare routine. Ciao amore. Hi. Oh, come ti piace il pettinone? Ti piace sempre tanto il pettinone, vero? Dove vai? Vlog. There is something important that I want to share with you, and I actually long debated with myself whether it was appropriate to share this. Never mind the cat in the background. Whether it was appropriate to share this, or if I should share this at all. Like, you know, I had a little bit of an internal conflict. And then I decided that I do want to talk about this. So recently I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, which, if you don't know, is a chronic autoimmune disease that affect the joints. Basically, whenever the body experiences or perceives some sort of threat or stress factor, the body reacts by attacking the joints, which get massively swollen and hurt a lot. And they are, you know, stiff, and you can barely move your joints as you normally would. So super normal things like holding a pen in your hand to write, shampooing, carrying a cup or a plate with your hands, or I don't know, walking to the bus can become something very complicated and hurtful to do. I've been having the right middle finger that has been the size of a sausage, I'm not lying, for a few weeks now, and it can be frustrating at times. A lot. Also because you don't really know when something like this is going to happen. So there really is nothing, or at least so far, there really is nothing that I could do, in my opinion, to prevent this from happening. You can't really foresee if something like this is going to happen. Yes, of course, I got told, please reduce your stress and whatnot. But have you ever tried to tell someone with anxiety, and sometimes, you know, who has experienced a depression in the past, try to stay calm, everything's fine? Well, don't do that. Please don't. Anyways, the reason why I decided to talk about this is not because I'm looking for easy following, for sympathy, or, you know, pity, or any of that, or easy success or easy clicks on my videos. That's not who I am. I mean, if I would have been someone like that, I would have started to do like easy clickbait videos years ago. I would have bought followers. I would have done anything. The reason why I decided to talk about this is I think personal reasons, because at first I thought that keeping this thing to myself was the right thing to do, because you don't share everything, you know. In the era of oversharing, where people really tend to overshare, it can be, you know, healthy to keep some of the things to yourself and to protect your privacy. And trust me, as someone who shares part of her life online, I thought, well, maybe this is something that I should keep for myself, as I keep my private life for myself. But I realized that it's probably like a heavier weight than I thought it would be. And starting to talk about this to people close to me, or even not close to me, just starting to get the thing out there is kind of like
lifting a little bit of weight off of my shoulders, which I think it's good, because when you start sharing things, or from personal experience, I always thought that, you know, certain things you should keep them to yourself. But when I started talking to people about issues that I've been having, or in the past about mental health issues or rough patches, I had nothing but empathy, love, and solidarity from people, and it helped a lot. And then second of all, I think that it's okay to normalize sickness, to normalize bad days, to normalize that sometimes life doesn't really go how you want it to go or how you expect it to go. Why is it okay to constantly share on social media when we're happy? So let's say we get engaged, we marry someone, we go on a beautiful holiday on a tropical island, we have a promotion at work, or we have the beautiful work we've always dreamed of, but you rarely see people talking about sickness or sharing a picture of themselves with greasy hair and sweatpants in a messy apartment, or sharing just, you know, I'm not having it today. Why don't we normalize that? I guess I have to start learning to live with this. I mean, it's nothing major. But, you know, it's a chronic disease. And I think the thing that is hitting me the most, has hit me the most, is the fact that I know that I won't get rid of it. I just have to learn to live with this. It's like sharing the apartment with a flatmate you never really asked for and you don't particularly like, but you're stuck with this person. And I kind of like already knew that something was wrong with me, and I already kind of like there was already a possible diagnosis. When you hear the words and when you start talking actually about the next steps and, you know, what you're going to do in the future and meds that you're going to take and stuff, it becomes real. And then that's the thing that scares you the most, because, you know, oh gosh, now it's real and I'm stuck with it. And it's about learning. It's a new normal. And I think it's all about, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe somebody who's watching has RA as well, or you have some sort of chronic disease and you have anything to share, if you want, don't feel pressured to, but maybe it is about learning to live with it and finding new ways to, you know, live your life and making life easier, or finding ways to cope with it. I think that it's crazy sometimes how we need to get to the point where we hit a wall or we hit some sort of a hard situation in order to start doing things that are gonna do us some good, taking care of ourselves. Now, there are certain things that I have to stop doing, or I have to have much more control in doing, or certain things that I have to start doing. And those are things that technically I should do regardless if I have a chronic disease or not. But sometimes it's crazy to realize that you have to face, or you have to get to that bad situation in order to, you know, get slapped on your face and actually wake up and say, well, I should have done this before. I'm not saying that if I would have lived differently, I wouldn't have this chronic disease, because that's not what it is. But I guess this is a gentle reminder to never take your health for granted. If there's anything that doesn't feel right, or that seems unusual, please go to a doctor and get yourself checked, or don't wait for a bad diagnosis to take care of yourself, externally and internally. So spiritually and physically. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just, you know, fear of having to start to take these meds that I don't know how I'm going to react to. I guess I'll learn with it. They say attitude is everything. So keeping a positive attitude, which sometimes it's hard to keep, They say it's everything, it's important, so let's just not, I'm gonna root for myself, and I'm not getting my hopes too high, but at least I'm gonna trust the process. I'm gonna trust medicine, and I'm gonna trust myself. If you are watching, again, don't ever feel pressure to share something that you don't feel comfortable sharing publicly. But if you have rheumatoid arthritis or any sort of chronic disease, and there's anything that you would like to share with me, anything uplifting or any practical tips or how to cope with it, then it would be very much appreciated. Feel free to reach out and leave a comment, and yeah. Thank you very much for listening to my TEDx talk, and now we're going back to our regularly scheduled programming.
This fine man, please.
I changed my drink since I last saw you. Captain. Why makes it seem back?
Paying my respects to his princess, of course.
Dove vai, Ziggy? Buongiorno. Buongiorno.